Married coworker, F34. Wanted me, M26, to sleep with her. She's already kissed me at work. Is it best to quit? Tell the husband? Why me? August 6, 2024 ***. Let me start by saying, yes, I'm an idiot, and yes, I'm dense. But I really need some advice. I moved to a new location at work a few years ago. I had just broken up with my fiancée cause she cheated after 4 years and married the guy a few months after we broke up. So I was in a pretty shitty headspace. I made a connection with one of the women on the sales team and I was one of her primary service people. Whatever customers she sold or did business, I did her installs and repairs. We gelled pretty well and got along. She was a nice woman with a husband and some kids. We had already built some rapport talking about issues with work, her boss and the customers. She told me about some of her issues with her husband and their families and some of personal issues she was having. I figured she just wanted someone to talk to, so I listened. Then she started making comments that I should do my EOD paperwork near her so I didn't have to be alone and we could talk. Which a few times she would ask me compatibly questions. Then compared me to her husband. One night, I was working alone in the upstairs office after my first day back from vacation. She came running up all giddy about something. She told me about some things that happened and asked about my vacation. She said she would like to stay in touch away from work cause we were friends. I initially didn't see an issue, so we traded numbers. Then she lurched up and kissed me. She left blushing like a teenager and I was stunned. Now things have gotten out of hand. I thought if I just let things go and not acknowledge it, she'd take the hint. I know I should have said something. She's been a little obsessive since then. She grates me at the door when I come in. She has made a big deal about me not answering her texts since I have nothing going on. She's tried to leave when I do to walk out into the parking lot together. She made up an emergency that she needed me to come over to her house on our off day to help with something in my skill set. I didn't pick up on it. I thought she needed help. So I go over and I'm trying to fix what she's talking about, and she comes back out in just her bra and panties and said her husband and kids aren't home. Which, saved by the bell. The garage door started opening and she darted away. Her husband comes in, asks about what the issue is, and she comes back out in her normal clothes and acts like nothing just happened. I said I needed a part and it's easy. I wrote it down and said he can just plug and play with the part. I was just a deer in the headlights and I didn't know what to do or say otherwise, so I left. What do I do? Also, I'm just curious if this can be answered. Does she want an affair in general or just an affair with me? By the way, my coworker knew I had recently been cheated on and was struggling, so I'm kinda shocked she did this. Update. My previous post has more details about what happened if you need to read it, only other post. I had a conversation with my coworker after an awkward visit to her house where she appeared in her bra and panties and told me her family wasn't home. Which was a few weeks after she kissed me at work. I told her I didn't want to wreck her marriage. I was just recently cheated on and this is just triggering all the hard feelings about that and I didn't want to be like my ex. She said her marriage was basically for show and for the kids. Which they literally go to events together, so that was odd to me. She admitted that she married him because she got pregnant. They wound up having 2 more kids. But she's miserable. Her husband's family hates her. Her stepdaughter despises her. I guess there was some dark time. Her husband was a raging alcoholic before they had another kid. This is very consistent from what my buddy and colleague told me. He said he's known her 8 years. She has never talked about her husband, only her kids. He suspected they stayed together cause she got pregnant. He mentioned she began talking about me more than her kids or her husband and she was getting agitated if I didn't answer her or I didn't spend a lot of time near her. She already had tried to do our compatibility and compare me to her husband. She also brought up I listen and understand her better before she pursued a physical affair. But it's becoming out of control. She kissed me at work. Always tried to catch me in the parking lot or get us alone. She is getting jealous if I'm talking to other females, clients or coworkers. My female friends had taken notice and made comments she is possessive and jealous and they're getting funky vibes from her without knowing what's going on. A few clients gave funny looks when she's reacted to seeing me coming in for the day. I stopped in to grab something before a few days off and I was trying to be quick and she texted me, "Were you here and didn't come say hi to me?" I didn't know how to process all the information she gave to me and what I received. This is overwhelming to me. I'm still hurt from my last relationship and it's just setting off so many things in my brain and I can't make sense of anything. I saw her today, She literally went running from where she was and skidded to a halt in front of me and was smiling super silly and just amped. She was so excited to talk to me. It had only been 2 days since we addressed what happened at her house and I said I needed a few days to process the information. Now what? Edit. I didn't sleep with her at any point. Relevant comments IC 218 * greater than oxygen monophosphide. Echoing others. You need to stay away as remotely possible. Your career and reputation are gravely at stake as is, obviously, your peace of mind and well-being. Greater than she is a walking time bomb. If coworkers and clients are noticing, it's already being discussed in the office. You need to nip it in the bud ASAP and get ahead of it. Need to inform your manager and don't hesitate. Greater than she has nothing to lose in bringing you down with her. Do not destroy your career and life for just a piece of you know what. Be glad you didn't go all the way with her, especially one giving major weird and red flag vibes. Greater than I beg you stop engaging. Distance yourself and get ahead of this by going to the sources within your company that can protect you from future allegations, conflicts with this woman. Oop * greater than I tried to address it. I tried to shut it down. She hit me with all this extra information and it was overwhelming. I already have tried to set those boundaries but she's acting like the conversation never happened.